Hello, everybody, and I hope you're having a good Sunday. So, as I said, today we will be doing some Valentine's cards, and that's what we are going to do uh, in the next Sundays until Valentine's Day, the 14th of February. Hi, Ellen. So, what I have here is some mud clay that has been run through the pasta machine on the thinnest manageable setting, which on my machine is an 8. My machine goes from 0, that's the thickest, to 9, that's the thinnest, but that's really, really a little bit too thin for what I'm trying to do. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Gayleen. Okay, I don't know. How should I call you? Laus Biandel? It probably has a significance, but I don't know it. So, hello. I'm going to use Premo because now I have the good white and because it's so much easier accessible by everybody. And I thought of not going with, red and all that. Let's do some more happy and more subdued colors that also don't stain so bad. Hi, Cecile. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Robin. Elizabeth. So, hello, Elizabeth. Okay, so remember I showed you in that brocade cane and how to cover a pen. I forgot to get my headphones. Look. I'm sorry, it's so hard for me to remember that I switched microphones, and unfortunately, this one is not a wireless headphone. So, hi, Sabine. Hi, Chris. Good morning, ML Brawl. Uh, anyway, I'm sure that now you hear me better. So remember that I did that brocade cane and I showed you how to perfectly, hi Frankel, how to perfectly cover a pen without having your stuff going askew. So that's what we are going to do now. Uh, if you have not checked my blog before, there was at one point I did a tutorial back in 2017 on patchwork jewelry. And in order to make the tutorial a little bit shorter, hi Linda, um, I actually did the tutorials for the canes on the blog in photo format. And what I did, if you want to do that kind of patchwork stuff, of course, you can change because there's quite a bit of hearts in those canes. I actually put it together, excuse me, and it is in the Kalyana store where I have the paid tutorials. Only that one is for 0. So you can get it for free. Let me give you the link to it directly. Give me just a second to go there. So I can give you directly the link to that specific one. It's a PDF file. It doesn't really have an image. And it was initially my first test to see if the okay, no, it's not this one. I have to upload it properly. It's not this one. Never mind. But you can go. Let me in change. Let me get the blog, and I will update it. I would upload it, and I will put it up for free and update it in the video description. Let me just find it. Because I got, good thing I have tags, patchwork. And I don't have patchwork.
Great. Don't think I have a search on the blog. Okay, here are the first two canes. Good morning, Sonia. Here are the first two canes on the blog. And the first one is a spiral cane. The second one is a heart, sewn heart patch cane. And canes 3 and 4. And I promise you, I will, because I know I have the PDF. I just need to upload it and put it as for sale. This is the second one. It's just arranged nicely in page. It's the same exact thing. It's nothing different. Now, let's do some, what I intend to do is to do some hearts that will be some bigger and some smaller. And the same as I did for that patchwork, I'm going to make them like if they were sewn. And we are going to just combine them together. Now, I don't need a whole lot of stuff. And I know a lot of times you ask me, how do I measure my clay for the cane so I don't waste too much? Well, besides the fact that even if you do more than you wanted to, you can always use it for something else. And hopefully I'll be making some tutorials soon on how to use your whatever you did too much of a cane. But generally speaking, so what I need something to cover this pen, maybe a couple pens, not more. So it's going to be about this long and about this wide. So it's not a lot of it, you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get simply one square of the, and this is the blush in Premo. Going to get a square of the blush. Then I'm going to get a square of the wisteria. And then I'm going to get a square of the wasabi. And this should be enough for me to cover actually 2 pens, not just one. So the other thing that I'm going to do is to actually cut about, see, this would be half. I don't want half. I want about 1/3 of each of them. And this will be the trim, the stitching, not the trim. Let's put these aside and let's start making the heart cane. I showed you one way how to do the heart cane in that tutorial on my blog, but I'll show you even easier. So first you make a cylinder. And of course, make sure that it's perfectly made. It doesn't have air in it. And then you start pressing on one end, turn it backwards, flip it, press again. Don't let, because it's going to have the tendency to widen up here. And then finish pinching. And as I said, careful because it's going to want to widen up. And then the only thing you need to do after this is to cut it in two. And you have a heart. Quick and easy. Now, of course, we need to put some white in there and wrap it first. So it's about that wide. I'm going to cut a slice this wide. But I need something else first, and that is some triangular wedges to put in there. So I'm going to go like this. This is extra, I don't need it. So you saw I cut in a 45 degrees angle. Hi, Don. And now I'm going to cut straight. You don't want to go all the way in. You just want to insert something here that will keep your two tops of the heart separated. And then simply watch this, because this is a trick when you want to fill up something that's in between this. If you go like this, it might take a while, but if you going to do one like this, and then I'm going to do one like this in the other direction. See? And place it. Now I definitely have a fairly squarish part here. Then for this part, what I need again, I will need cutting in a diagonal at one point, but I can first put two triangles here. So again, go like this, go straight, go like this. And you can make the triangles larger if need be, but I think they are just fine for what I want to do here. And then I'm going to wrap it. Just give it one wrap. See how I'm starting here at the same level. Then the other good thing that I told you that will save you a whole bunch of time, as much as we can, Galen, is instead of paying attention on how you have to cut and how you have to place stuff there in a diagonal, in a whatever, whenever you're wrapping, simply just happily wrap away everything until you get to the dimension of wrapping that you need. Now, obviously, I need more here. And let's use this one too. And I need more here. And then simply I'm pressing it nice in. And all I have to do now is to cut the excess. So I want it to be about here, about here. Oops, I didn't cut right. Told you that's my biggest problem with cutting when I cannot look from above. Let's try this again. I definitely went, but that's fine. It can be very easily fixed. And then here and here. And all this white can be reused, of course. Now, the next, I'm going to do the stitching. And to do the stitching, I'm going to get with this through a very thin setting. Okay. Yeah, it was cold, very cold here a couple days ago, but now it's nice. Okay, so I went on a thin setting. With this. There are several ways that you can do this. You can just make little rolls. It won't give you a perfect stitching like thing, but it will still be okay. And you saw I cut the dimensions to the same dimension. Then I'm cutting tiny strips. And we simply set them. It's okay if they are not perfectly straight, because that's the beauty of patchwork. And you can make this, of course, you can make this larger. I'm just making it like this because I don't want to waste a lot of clay. Okay. Yeah, not perfectly straight, but not super. Might have to cut a few more. Oh, no, I don't, because I had enough. And yes, I have in plan to make a separate tutorial with a pen that will be a little bit more complicated than this and pretty as well. Not saying that this won't be pretty. It will be very pretty, and it will be especially great for your kids or your grandkids. They will love it. And you can, by the way, with this, you can actually do a very pretty a cell phone. I know I never did a cell phone case, and I'm planning on that, but with me, it's just finding enough time not to be tired, which is my biggest, it's the curse of my life right now. I was so happy because last evening I tried to push it because I only had a little bit left to work on my sponsor tutorials and on the tutorial for today. And because I was too tired, I made a stupid mistake and I lost everything that I worked on yesterday. So I had to pretty much restart it from scratch this morning. But I went to bed early. I think it was like 7:30 or so. And because of that, I usually cannot sleep more than 7 hours at a time. So I woke up like 3:30. Actually, I first woke up at 1:30 and I said, "Oh no, go back to bed. It's way too early to do anything." But I was able to work for quite a bit. And then around 10, I was like, okay, I need a break. Okay. I'm trying to catch up on the. So first cut 45 degrees angle. Place it here. Now you can cut straight. I don't know why. This is how I do them. I do that 45 degrees angle. I have no idea why I feel like that I have to do it. But that's where's my corner. Okay. Then we can start reducing it. I'm going to let it rest for just a little bit because it's very soft. And in the meantime, I'll do something else. Yes, always. I pretty much use the thicker setting whenever I have to do filling. But you need pretty much a good distance here so that as you reduce it, you won't be starting to lose the edge. And if you don't, then all that stitching won't be noticeable anymore. On the second one, I'll show you how to do the stitching with strings. So the exact same thing I'm going to do for the heart. And actually, there's even another way that you can do it. Let me show you the other way. So you make your cylinder and then you make it pretty much into an oval. Make sure that it's perfectly straight. And then you cut the oval in a diagonal. You flip one of the parts and you realize that you didn't cut it right. I told you I have problems when I need to cut and I cannot look from above. So let's do this again. So the cylinder, make it nice and properly done. And then we ovalize it a bit. And then we cut it in a diagonal. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut it off camera so I can see, so I can cut properly. Okay. And then you flip one, and I still didn't cut properly. I don't know. I'm telling you, you can do this. You can do a very good heart like this. It's just that I still cannot see very well. I cannot look from above. The camera is right here in the very middle of everything. Let me try again. This time on the very edge of my table. Okay, I think I did it properly this time. So you cut it in a diagonal, you flip the other end around, and then you'll have a, and I didn't cut it right because I cut the diagonal. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the good part. That a lot of things are very, very easily fixable. Okay, so don't cut like this, like I did. Cut more in the center. Let me try this again. Okay, so something like this. You got the idea. I am really bad at it today. I don't know why. So I'm just going to go with my normal way of making the hearts, and that is the little teardrop. Of course, there are all kinds of other ways. You can actually cut it with a cutter if you want. But I personally think that the method with the cutter is very time consuming. That's why I prefer to do the teardrop. Okay, and we'll do the same thing. So first, the little triangle. And definitely this strip way too wide. Then the second one diagonal this way, one diagonal this way. Then two triangles. One like this and one like this. And put them right on the very top of the heart round. Hey, I messed it up. I was very cold today, and I turned on the heat, so my clay is quite warm. I didn't think that, hey, I'm gonna have to do canes. Okay, so again, we start wrapping. And then we'll do more wrapping. This one is not very. And now let's do the stitching with strings. Yeah, I know that in France there's quite a bit of snow. At least everything that we had in the past weeks. We were supposed to get that big storm. It was supposed to start here. Well, it actually did start here. But by the time it got bad, it already had moved. So, okay, so you make a very thin string of the same color with the heart. Then cut a strip. You kind of need to make sure that the strip is exactly the length that you need, and just one pinch, not as tall as the. I might have to get the clay through the white through the pasta machine to get more. Let's see. I more definitely will need more. Yep. And talking of which, this one is not well cut. Okay, give me just a minute. Hi, Jenny. Okay. So first, let's get the straight and And as I said, just one little pinch shorter than your cane is high. Let's see if I have enough now. Yes, I do. So you take this and then you start placing your string at about 2 to 3 millimeters distance. Let me get it this way. It's easier to place the strings. I love patchwork canes myself. I think that they are so neat and you can make so many things with them. I love the little boxes made with patchwork canes, little figurines made with patchwork canes. And you can practically make a patchwork cane with pretty much all cane remnants. Hi, Leah. Hi, Ernie. Yeah, Anna, you know. But you get quite cold at night, don't you, Anna? Yeah, my dream is to get one time to be able to go to Sedona. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I had a friend at one point, and she had a lot of issues that were causing her chronic pain. And really, really bad. I mean, she had a morphine pump and all that. And she had heard about it. So this is exactly why she went to Sedona, because of the energy vortices that are there. And when she was there, she called me and she was like, Day, I cannot believe it. I've been here for a day and a half. I didn't need the morphine. I didn't need any kind of painkiller. And for the whole time she was there, she didn't need to take any kind of painkiller at all. Now, I'm not saying that it works with everybody, that whatever, but that's a very, very serious lady. And I know she wants to move there. So after you place your string, you simply flatten it in. And that's why I said that you need to cut this strip a little bit shorter than your cane is, because you will widen it and lengthen it a little bit. And then you simply place it around. And I lengthen it a little bit too much. Don't go by these because these are the ends, so they won't look like that when the cane is done. I'm going to just start it a little bit and then put it aside for it to cool off a little bit, because usually any cane, right after you put it together, it's a little bit too hot to deal with. And let's do the third one, and the third one should work much faster. Good night, Cecile. Hi, Joe. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Zentai. And my pets have been horrible in this past week. Horrible. About attention and attention and attention and attention. I mean, Connor is practically screaming at me. The first time he did that, he scared me. I thought that something was wrong with him. No, he was just screaming for attention. And then, if I dare to give attention to one of them, of course, the other two are right there demanding their share. And that's how the story goes. Yes, of course you can. Only that the fridge is far away. I'm not going to put them in the fridge right now. They'll still be okay. But absolutely, and that's why I always I know people are messaging me, what can I do, because my pattern is getting lost as I'm reducing. Well, if you feel that your cane is getting too soft, by all means, put it in the fridge for half an hour or in the freezer even for 10 minutes. Okay, this one is not wide enough. So one triangle and another triangle. Yet I think that out of my guys, the one that's the most Mr. Jealous is Seamus. But Seamus is pretty much a mama's boy and he's exceptionally needy. And that comes from the fact that I told you that I found them at my door on the first day of deep frost of 2013. And when I found them, I think Seamus was maybe 6 weeks. He barely knew how to eat, by himself. And because he was, and obviously he had been taken from his mama way before that. So obviously he has a lot of emotional issues because he was taken from his mom too young. And because when I found them, so Seamus was barely 6 weeks, and Connor was maybe 5. Not 5, sorry. I didn't mean 5. I meant 9. So he was at least a month older than Seamus. And I have no idea how long they had been outside by themselves. Obviously, somebody. Oh, look what I did. I cut too short. Somebody got them from somewhere and then decided that they are too much trouble and just tossed them on the street. And but Connor had assumed pretty much, if not a mama role, a big brother role. And even now, when they are, as they'll be, what, 6 years old, 6 year old now. I don't know. I just cannot cut right now. Uh, but even now, Seamus will still go to Connor and nuzzle to him, and Connor grooms him. Of course, they'll only love on each other for a few minutes, and then the whole rough play starts, like with all adult cats. But still, that's why Seamus has a lot. Is very emotionally needy, very needy. Yeah, I don't understand either. When I found them, they were super skinny and they were full of fleas. I think that they were on the verge of, dying of anemia. So I got them, and they got food. Seamus had a very, very severe bacterial infection in his gut. He had really, really bad diarrhea. But I gave them both baths with Blue Dawn. And, that's one of the best get rid of fleas things. To the point that when I got with them to the vet, because this happened on a Saturday. So it took 2 days before they got to the vet. But they had no fleas at all by the time we got to the vet. So, but yeah, they were super, super skinny and super, super full of fleas. And initially, I got them because I was afraid with two dogs in the house who were both squirrel hunters, and one of them being a whippet. And whippets have this thing, they have like a switch in their brain, and they can have the cat in their house, the kitten, but if it starts running, and if it's a smaller animal, that switch in their brain turns on and they're like prey, and they run and they kill it. So initially I got them with the idea that I would find them a home, but they just, after, you know how it is, after a few days I just couldn't give them away. Okay, let me catch up with the chat. What you talking about? What's $100 for 30 milliliters? Yeah, they steal your heart for sure. Just it's too hot. Oh, CBD, it's not that expensive here. But then Oklahoma has a fairly low cost of living. I know for both for Whisper and it would be for me, but for me, I get the vaping kind. But for Whisper, the 500 milliliters, 500 milligrams, I think it is. It's $32 and it's bacon flavored. Me, it doesn't help me that much with the pain, honestly. I tried it and I tried it in vaping form that goes in your system the fastest. That didn't do much. I guess it depends how your pain is, what is causing it, and all that. I know. Same here. The thing that helps with my pains is kratom. And hopefully, because I know they tried to ban it before and they didn't manage to because they didn't have enough evidence that it was causing any kind of highs, and they are trying again now because it's the only thing that can actually treat successfully opiate withdrawals. So the big pharma cannot sell their own zombie making drug. But kratom really, really helps me. And when I go through those, because remember I told you, so that my body wouldn't get used to the dose, and I don't need, so that I wouldn't need dosage increases. Oops, look what I did. I did the boo boo. Uh, every month for several days, I don't take opiates at all. And during that time, I take kratom, and it really helps both with the pain and with the kratom, KRTOM, KRATOM. It is in some states it is illegal, but in most states it's not. It's a it's a tree that grows in like Indonesia, Polynesia, stuff like that, and it comes. It's called in several colors. You know, it's just the color of the vein of the leaf, and it works exactly like an opiate would work. Some people say that they can get high. I never found it to give me any kind of high, but it works on the pain. The red vein is better for pain, the white vein for focus, and the green pain for insomnia and anxiety and stuff. So, yeah, I saw that in other stores it's more expensive than here. I mean, I saw Whispers bacon. It's called True Blue. Whispers bacon flavor was like $39 in other places. Okay. Let me get up because I need to get my square pairs to reduce these, and I'll bring the Whispers thing and my thing and to show you. Okay. So this is Whispers. It's got 250 milligrams and it's 30 milliliters, 250 milligrams of CBD, and it's $32. And this is my vaping thing. And one dropper is 16.7 milligrams. So, how can I tell you? This one lasts for like 2 months and it's $29. But yeah, look for this brand. It's very, very good. The Colorado Cures. And it's coloradocures.com. And you can find if you have a distributor in your area. But yeah, it's horrible to be dependent on this because there is a difference between being addicted and being dependent. But it's horrible to be dependent, not be able to lead a normal life if you don't have your medication. And that's valid for anything, not just pain medication. Okay, okay, the bigger ones. Because remember, we want to make them, to bring them at 1 centimeter. I think I broke one. Yeah, it's cracked. And if you're using the square pairs, remember to turn them around from time to time because always one of your hands will be stronger than the other one and you might end up tapering it. Yeah, try it. I mean, don't get your hopes up because not everybody is helped by marijuana. And the thing is that you need to try because people react differently at the two different kinds, the indica and the sativa. And also you have to find the proportion of THC and CBD that works for you. You get them from tinypandora.com. Let me. Hold on, I'll give you the link directly to them. She is out from time to time and you have to pre-order or wait until she gets them back. What? No, she's not carrying them anymore. I don't see them on the store. You might want to contact her and ask. because I don't see them anymore. Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, she sells cane caps. She sells the cane benders. I love the cane benders. I use them mostly as tiny rollers than anything else. Yeah, I love her. And I love Teresa Salgado in general. She is a wonderful human being and a great artist. And she's always very, very helpful. But I thought it was legal, Ernie. Yeah, I cannot try it because here they did the same number on patients that they did in Oregon. If you want a medical marijuana license, they won't give you opiates anymore. Well, I said that I'm going to try it to see if it works, and then I'll taper off from one to the other, and then I might have to wait for 6 months because with my income I won't be able to afford to buy it, so I'll have to grow it. Well, to grow them you need to have the license. If they cut you off of opiates the moment they issue you a license, then sorry, I know the opiates work for me. I'm not going to switch to something that I don't even know if it works. Did you find them? Because I just went in her website and I didn't find them. If you found them, put up a link, please. I will approve it. As YouTube might try to block it, but I promise you I will approve it because I couldn't find them on her website. Bonsoir, Dominique. Yeah, if they are not plastic that would be affected by the polymer clay, that should work just fine. Okay. So I'm almost there. No, actually, garlic is not good for any of the pets. Doesn't really work on worms very well, but it's toxic both for dogs and for cats. And it's one of those toxic that adds up. It's not toxic in the first time you give it to them, but as you keep giving it, it accumulates. Yep, it's not. Ask your veterinarian. We'll see what they say. Okay, we got to 1 centimeter. Next, please. Yeah, onions aren't good. Garlic isn't good. And honestly, war medication nowadays is fairly cheap. There are not a lot of natural remedies for parasitic intestinal ones. Trust me, it doesn't work. If you get their poop to the analysis, it doesn't work. Hi, Karen. Thank you. Hello, Sins. Yeah, but you can always watch in replay. That's the good part about the way they have set up the live. Okay, sorry, I need to get a drink of water and my privacy. Sorry for that. I don't know. I never had heartburn before I had chemo. Since I had chemo, I have bouts of heartburn that are in no way related with anything that I eat or I don't eat. Just all of a sudden it starts. The first time it happened, I got scared. I had no idea what it was. I thought I was having a heart attack. Actually, you don't. And I'm going to explain to you why. When you do it with your own hands, even with a roller, you don't get the whole clay moved at the same time. While with the square pairs, you move everything at the same time and you have very little wastage on the ends because it moves all the clay at the same time. You don't get like the outside cooling off or the inside cooling off. Everything moves at the same time. Yep, absolutely. Why not? Okay, let's measure. a little bit more. Yep, there we go. Is this one really? Because it looks to me like it's a little bit thicker. Oh, it is. Oh well. And the last one. I had breast cancer. What's you pick blocks? You might want to put a link up, Chris, for people who are in Europe. Since they increased the shipping costs so much all over the world, it's so hard to get something from Europe to the US and vice versa. Oh, okay. Then that might work. Anything that is square like this would work as long as it is not made of a plastic that would be attacked by polymer clay. I wish there was something to do this for like hexagonal. I think that the hexagonal canes are the hardest to reduce. The round, if you're careful, they are not too bad. With the round, you have the danger of them twisting as you reduce. But the hexagonal are a pain. Yeah, and that's the problem with it. It's not related to what you eat or not eat, because if it were, I don't know, oh yeah, I have to avoid this or that, and then I won't have heartburn anymore. But no, it's all of a sudden. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess because it affects the nerves, it probably affects the nerve that controls the esophageal sphincter. Oh yeah, you can very realistically imitate tortoise shell. I'll have to check. I didn't check. I started the year so bad that honestly, all January I didn't check my. I got the notifications for my fashion things because remember that I always follow the fashion in jewelry, but I didn't even look. It was such a sucky beginning of the year that I was like, blah. Okay. We are Almost there, my friends. Okay, this one I actually made it a little bit smaller than 1 centimeter, so let's push it back and get it straight. I bet you never saw that, pushing a cane back. I do that often. Remember, I like to do the micro caning, and sometimes I really do go super tiny. Remember this? It was from the thing we did. This was what was around the focal piece. Okay, let me put these back in their box. And no, it's not their box. It's something that I got something else in, and they just fit perfectly. Okay, now let's start doing the pen. Where's my pen? There it is. So let's get one here. Remember, this is scrap clay on the thinnest manageable setting, which is an 8 on my machine. Hey. And let's do a straight cut here. And now we can start cutting the canes. Now, of course, you can do this even smaller. If you look in those tutorials on my blog, actually there's a cane, patch cane with a heart that you reduce to have actually 4 little canes in there. So let's get to work. Obviously, this is scrapped up. So I need to focus this. In just a second. Here we have little hearts. Sorry, I have the same issues cutting. Aw, thank you. And the same for this one. Just cutting slices. And you saw it's not hard to make at all. And once I'm done with this, I'll show you real quick how to do the smaller version with the four hearts. But patchwork it's always fun. Yeah, I think I messed up the green one. Oh well, I should have paid more attention to it. Now see, and if I'm bent over like this over the table, it comes back. So it's definitely something in that specific area. So the way that we start doing it now, if you remember from the brocade cane, we start placing them in a diagonal, and we shall place them in different colors, facing in different directions. Oh, really? Connor's talking. Hey. Okay. Now we go with the next one. Hi, Cindy. No, you just missed me making the canes. But you can always go back and watch. can make them up with all kinds of colors. Of course, not just these. I'm sorry to hear that, Cindy. Okay, I need to cut more. What's expensive? Oh, the Lucy slicer? No, I'm never going to buy anything that they make. I don't like price gouging. I never did. And I never was the kind to pay something just because it's such and such brand. For me, it's always, does it work for what I need? Will it break easily? If the answer is yes and no, then that's it. That's what I'm going to buy. I don't care of the brand. I got the Never Need machine, for example, just because I got it with my perks. I didn't really pay for it. So why not? But otherwise, I'm telling you, I'm not the kind that's prone to buying something just because, oh my God, look at me, I have a Fordham. Well, yeah, I have a mini bench grinder that was $40 and that does the exact same job, you know. What I would be curious to see how it works, I mean, to see me personally, to see how it works, would be the Joule tool, just for fun, because I think it looks awesome. Okay, I think I'm getting to the line. I need a few more purples. No, I don't think so. Bonsoir, Nelly. Yeah, but that's a problem for me to drive myself. If I ever get in the area, ever, I'll make sure to try and get hold of you. My only fear with the Joule tool would be that I wouldn't be able to hold the piece properly because remember my hands are so weak that even a small Dremel buffing wheel will mess me up and I'll drop it. It will just take it right out of my hands. But also, it's also on the what level you're doing. Because if I were healthy and if I were doing this for a living and doing a whole bunch of pieces to sell, then yeah, absolutely, definitely, it will be a justifiable expense. But to have it just to be able to say, oh yeah, look at me, look what I got. Nope. I don't know. In my book, the only things that you have to buy the brands are the perfumes and the cosmetics and the cars if you want the real, and partially also the fashion, because when you're talking about a good quality fashion house, the clothes are cut way differently and they will fit you much differently, way differently. Okay, no, I'm not putting this yet there. I was going to, but I'm not going to. Okay, so we go from this. All right, I'm good, and I shouldn't have put these ones here. Oh, yeah, I can put them. Never mind, because I left these ones open. Okay, so I'm cutting right here. And I'm sorry that my heartburn didn't make me do a great job. And that's the deal when I'm doing tutorials. I can take breaks, I can move around the house, I can do all kinds of stuff until I feel better. And that's why on lives it's a little bit harder. But I've been up already for an hour and a half, more than an hour and a half. So I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. It's not the vibration that uh, pulls it from my hand, it's the fact that I cannot grip it properly. It's the rotation that pulls it from my hand. I drop them when I'm using the bench grinder as well. And I'm holding my piece there and I'm doing then that's when I say that that's when Connor steals my beads because he's sitting right under the my little buffing and sanding station, and he's waiting for beads to drop. Because I usually, when they drop, I just pick up the next one. I don't bother to go for that one. And towards the end, I just go and gather all of them that I dropped. And he's there and he's stealing them. At least now I know where his stash is, so I can find them. May I? Hello, gorgeous. I have a Connor requesting attention right now. I know, baby. I know. Yeah, if you keep your, that's the whole deal. You need to keep your cane at 1 centimeter. And you saw how you go over the edge with one, and you keep the other one without putting the ones on the edge, so that when you wrap it, it will come perfectly together. And I'm going to simply manipulate one of these into a round just by pressing the corners in. And then you can perfectly sand it And you have your little patch work. Yes, you take the mine out of the pen first. And let's give it a little. No, this kind of pens don't melt in the oven. And if you look in my Amazon influencer store, it says on the baking blanks, and I think I put it in coverables too. There's this exact specific type of big pen that you can use without any worries in the oven because it will not melt. It will be just perfect. You can put another string here if you want at the end, but I wouldn't bother. There you go. And the little patches, let me focus the camera closer. And if you want even more variety, as I said, go and look at the blog post that I posted at the beginning of the chat for those canes, because one of them shows you how to do this with the red background, the white cane, a white heart, and the white thing. But then you also take the hard cane, you put it in four, and then you put the stuff together going like this, and you make the whole thing again small, so you'd have itty bitty hearts. You might. I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would. And that $1, it's not a big deal. You can just set it in the oven, set one in the oven, see if it doesn't melt or stink, and just if it doesn't, just go ahead. And of course, after you're done baking, you sand it and you buff it, and it will be fine. But because of this technique, and I told you, as long as you keep the cane at 1 centimeter, this, the diagonal of it, will go around the pen 4 times. So you'll be just at the best. So I hope you enjoyed it. And next Sunday, we'll make some other hard stuff. Thank you for being here with me, and have a wonderful what's left of Sunday. I'm going to lay down because my back is killing me. Thank you. Happy claying.